Yo, it's N.O.vate. Just want to tap in, chop it up before I start this day. Okay, so this one is gonna be about, and this is the first time I'm prepping different. So I'm gonna try to talk about prepping from a battle from different perspectives and different levels or different approaches. I'm gonna talk about some different approaches to and I'm gonna talk about some approaches that different people use and how they prep for their battles and ways you can prep for a battle. I'm prepping for a battle now, and you gotta. There's different stages for me. I'll say for me, one of the most important stages, man, is that information stage, bro. For me, there's a stage to where I study stuff, I study life. There's a stage to where now I'm a Christian, believe in Jesus full hearted, but God created everything, bro. So I'm the type of person that I really depend on like universal laws and principles when I'm battling, bro. I really believe them. There's a faith tied into it. There's a stern believability tied into it. What I mean is that I trust and faith that if I apply myself to seek knowledge, everything I attain is what I'm gonna need for that battle. So if I just go online and I just start studying random stuff, or if I read a random article, or if I'm reading and studying stuff, it's the first building block. I'm gaining information. I'm coming up with metaphors. I'm coming up with similes. I'm coming up with ideals. I'm coming up with different punches. Just by reading and studying something. Maybe wow, like maybe I'll say I'm gonna study for some reason I feel like studying like microbiology today. Or I'm gonna study like come on. All right, so my point is chaos. So I mean, I can study different things about chaos theory. I can look up different things. I can maybe look at I can look at different movies, like about end time movies or something, or I can just study something random. But everything I'm doing and the notes and the little bars that I'm building up from it are it's all going to come together for what I actually need. So it's not like a waste of time or it's no fear. Like, oh man, I need to find the right information. I need the right ideas. No, I take about a week and I just study information and I learn things and I learn new words and I write it down and I write the information down that interests me until I get then I go into that second stage of actually writing for you. In the first stage, I also be totally honest, bro. Because when I do a bar science, it's like to help like the whole battle rap community. So I'm gonna be totally honest on this one. The first stage, bro, I used to look up the person I battle. I don't like watching a lot of battles. Like sometimes, bro, I used to watch, and I'm saying I used to because this is the first time this has ever been different, and I'm gonna tell you why. Then after this, I'm gonna tell you my three goats, and I'm gonna tell you their strategy of how they prep for their battle. My three goats are Sharon, Danny Myers, Sharon, and Rock, bro. When it comes to and maybe Rock and Mook, I'm gonna talk to them, but it's really Danny Myers and Sharon. Something they the way they prep and the way they strategize, they battle, they do it repetition. It's a formula, and everyone does it. That's but them two do it to a high level. This is the way I do it. So I'll study you, man. I used to be able to look at different battle rappers, and I'll go back to like my favorite. I always go back to like Nestle or Immaculate or somebody, man. I'll go back, and this is how niggas make mistake, and some niggas do this, bro, when they search for information for their battles, and this is how they end up recycling shit because they got inspired from something that they didn't change enough. So I don't look for that type of inspiration. I just look for the juices to know, like, okay, get my mind used to that. Rapidy, 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 rapidy. Like, okay, I get inspired in the sense that, okay, my turn. I don't get inspired from it. I don't allow myself. When I first started battling, I could have. I was like, damn, man, you could watch a lot of battles and just take information, just steal from. I'm like, I bet people do that. I'm like, yep, that's how they get caught recycling. Some of that shit people notice. Um, but I can't do that anymore, bro. I tried to do that. Like this battle, I'm battling this kid named Decipher Chaos. Pen is nasty, bro. Pen is so nasty that I had to start writing just to see how far I'm gonna go in my syllable patterns, or how heavy am I gonna stack syllables to try to match his pen, to try to match his heavy syllable patterns. But man, by the time I wrote about 4 minutes, then I went back to my natural process of maybe getting inspired. I went to Nestle. I'm like, nah, that's not. I went to L.Mac. I'm like, nah. I went to Rum Nitty. I'm like, nah. I'm like, this time I can't find nobody to inspire me. Like now in NOvate, you got to do this shit on yourself. Like what I'm writing is at a level to where I couldn't even find nobody that does it better. First time that ever happened, bro. But so but I'm gonna talk about some other prep, the way some other people prep. But I still, now I just go to people I never heard. That's what I did after I realized that, like, yo, these dudes don't inspire me no more. Like Rum Nitty's pen, like what I'm doing, the way that let me know I'm really gauged in. They syllable patterns and they're in the intricacy of their rhyme patterns it's not what I need. I can't find what I'm looking for. What this kid what I know this kid can do and what I know I need to do. I might be able to find it in somebody like a Real Sick or a Kid Chaos, but I'm like, nah, I realize like I don't even need to study nobody for this battle. I don't even want to get their styles mixed in. But I say that to say, man, and this is very important, and this is something I was doing without really realizing. I was doing this subconsciously, bro. No, I wasn't. But because I really don't like seeing too much I like watching, but when I watch my opponent, first thing I do is I identify like who do they sound like? Like where did they get their style from? Like this guy's original. That's why I'm not able to look at a lot of people. Usually I'm like, okay, he's trying to sound like K-Shine, or he's trying to sound like Rum Nitty, he's trying to sound like Danny Myers, or he's trying to sound like Rosenberg Raw. And I'll study the person that you try to sound like, and I'll find a person that beat them. Because on my level, man, you ain't gonna find too many people with an opponent that's gonna say certain things to them. So I'll go to somebody that sound, if they're good, I'll go to somebody that sound like them or that they're trying to sound like, and I'll study that person and who beat that person and how they beat that. But one of the beginning stages is to really study your opponent, bro, and listen to what the people say to them. You get about 1/4 or maybe 1/5 of your information from what other people said to the person. You could, man, if you finish your round and you watch if you be like, I don't watch people, finish your round and then watch them, you'll be like, damn, you'll see so much, you're like, damn, I could have said that. So it's good to watch your opponent's battles, not for the sake of watching your opponent, but for the sake of watching what people say to your opponent, man. I've had battles to where that's how you find out niggas' names, where they live at, where they work at. Are you battling a nigga and he slept on you and didn't study you and you getting personal with him in the battle? That makes a big difference. So it ain't for the sake to say I studied you more. It's to have that personal element within your rap. Before I go off into what I was talking about, because that's how I prep, bro. And then I do my writing. I do my writing, my build up. But my prep is to gather information, bro, and just to trust that all the information, all the things I'm studying in life is gonna pertain to that battle. It takes a faith within something outside of yourself, that you're using within yourself, man. I call it just the creative power that God gave me, man. Yeah, man, using it for good, knowing universal laws, knowing how people think. When I get up, man, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and write my raps. I know everybody in my community. I know the consciousness of my community. I know my thoughts I know the ether. I know the vibration of my ether is I only got so much of a barrier to break through. Scientists with this shit, bro. Very deep when it comes to battle rap. I've studied it maybe too deep. But I'm gonna start sharing with y'all. I was waiting until I got higher, until I got a bigger name, and I was really gonna I saw, and when I first started, Danny Myers was doing like these bars, and there was a lot of people like, now it's kind of, so it is what it is. But that's me, bro. That's how I do it. That first stage is gathering that information, trusting the universe, trusting that everything you studying, bro, reading little excerpts, typing in certain stuff, looking up certain, like anime, looking up what's going on, the most controversial movie ever, something. Just go with your flow, man. Just trust yourself in that first beginning stage, bro, and just build up a bunch of ideas. I think right now I haven't even started writing yet. And last night I was going over these little chunks, like these little flows I got in my notepad. I got like 15 of these. I'm going over these things. They like a minute a piece. Like, man, you got like 15 minutes of material and you ain't even started writing yet. So imagine, and to some, that could seem like a waste of your energy. But when you condense it, bro, it's that much more powerful. Pardon me, God. I had to really lay low. I was fighting the cold. But I've been chill with that drinking, though. I really saw myself that time. And what really pissed me off is that I was still ranting for a few days, and she was really screenshotting it. So that's the first time I had to delete. I deleted everything she shared, not because I just wanted her page to look crazy too, but it was really because I was able to see. Sometimes that's like you ever recorded it drunk, and it make them be like, "Yo, that helps me stop drinking a little bit." It's easy for me to get drunk and niggas do it live, and I just don't watch it. But by the way they hit me, I actually had to watch that live. That's what I'm saying. I actually had to watch like this what they. So I had to go back and look at old excerpts of myself that I never watched. I'm like, oh yeah, nigga. Even though what they doing to you, you might think it's wrong, but yeah, you gave them the right to do that, bro. In spirit and in the natural, nigga, you did that. So, but I'm gonna chill with the weed too, but I gotta chill with that drinking for a minute, bro. But taking too much away from myself. I have too much to offer to be doing that. And but let's get back to this. Let me give you these 3 goats I got, man. I'm gonna give you really my 2 goats, and I'm gonna share something very peculiar about Rock and Mook, and how Rock, how it's basically tied into how to beat Rock and how Mook approached his battle with Rock. But one of the deepest approaches I've seen in battle rap, Chilla Jones have one of the deepest approaches. Chilla Jones has one of the deepest philosophies about battle rap as far as schemes and how important they are and how to give birth to them. That really intrigued me when I first came into battle rap. I kind of surpassed that though. Now I look at battle rap as a boxing match. So you gotta find something, bro. You just gotta connect different energies, man. So your round is like a nucleus, man. And you just gotta have different electrons, different protons, different energies around it, keeping it suspended. If something missing, you gotta have everything. You gotta imagine your round like that. I imagine mine like a boxing match, man. When I look at my round, when I'm going through, I haven't reached that stage yet, but my final stage, once I get all these bars and all this madness, then I put it together like, okay, let me take a light punch. Let me take a light punch. Maybe I'll start with something personal, like let me dance with him. Just not even hit him, just fake jab. That's me throwing personals in the beginning of my round. And I'll take a light punch, 1, 2. Then I'll just hit him with a haymaker like blam! So I just drop a haymaker out of my shit. Then I'll grab a hook. I'll be like, grab another strong punch. I might see a haymaker. I'll be like, nah, set that to the side. You're going to need that haymaker a little while later. I'll be like, light punch, grab another light punch. Grab a personal. The personal are the body shots. Put a personal on your shit. You need an angle right here. Nigga. You need a body shot from my angle. Bam! And I grab that haymaker. Boom! Nigga, I strategize my shit like a real fight. And I know after a while, like, man, that shit, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to beat him. And I get that deep. I don't get that deep with but I do before it's finished. I'll be taking stuff out. Like, nah, that's too many light punches, bro. You need a haymaker right here. No, you ain't got enough. You need a body shot. So I know, bro, when you fight, you need a body shot, man. You hit him with them light ones, but you need a body shot sooner or later. You don't have no personals in your round. So I look at my body shots like personals, my angles like personals. I look at little punches like punches. I look at haymakers like a punch like a long scheme with a punch. That's a haymaker, a long scheme with a punch at the end. Then I just grab a little 4-bar punch, 3-bar punch. Then I grab a long scheme with a punch, haymaker, bam. Then I grab an ill-ass flow pattern, just combo you to death, bam, 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 bam. Yep. Look at my shit like that. And if you on the high level of rap, you can use that. Some people can use that information like, oh shit, I ain't never see it like that. That'll help you finish that finished touch. You be like, now I know how to make my finishing touch. Like he right. Like I gotta structure that shit like a round that makes sense. And it lets you know when you got too many punches and when you got too many light bars and when you got too much filler and where to put your haymakers. So you gotta feel it. Like I just said, 3 light punches. I need a haymaker, bro. You can't get in the ring and just jab, jab, jab. You setting up something with them jabs. What you setting up? You setting up that cross, bam. Then you setting up that hook, bam. Those are your haymakers, that cross, that hook. But you set it up with a jab, a 1-2, 1-2, and you 3-4. So you gotta know this, you gotta know life, man. You gotta find something that you can relate to your rap. I relate mine to boxing. Maybe if niggas believe in sports, then you should be breaking your bars down into defensive patterns, man. It's a 3-4 defense. It's a 4. What kind of defense I need against this offense? You gotta have a strategy, basically, bro. Talking about Danny Myers, man. Danny Myers is one of the GOATs. I don't want to be too long. I only want to talk to y'all for 10 minutes this morning. I done made a whole bar science show. EP1. So, this is Danny Myers, though. And I learned this in the Discord. We was in a Discord with Danny Myers. Salute to King from EBL. We was in his Discord with Danny Myers, and Danny Myers had a battle. His battle was the next day, and we was like, he was like, I ain't finished. He was like, I ain't wrote it completely. And somebody picked up on like, but how you ain't? He like, no man, my shit was finished. I've been finished at such and such day. He said I was, but he said I was finished. All I gotta do is make it rap. And I caught. That's what I heard. I'm like, that nigga said he finished the battle. All he gotta do is make it rhyme. I was like, so what he did is he just took different ideas, and he took different ideas. He knew, like, I'm gonna put an ideal here, I'm gonna put an ideal here, I'm gonna talk about this. And he's so experienced that he knew how many ideals it would take to add up to enough time. Before he even started rapping about you, he built up enough time of ideals. He didn't just sit down and just write a rap for 5 minutes. That's what I'm really trying to stress in this. He sat down and he put building blocks of ideals about the person. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna hit him there. I don't like this about. You know what I don't like about you, dog? That's one of my favorite lines, bro. When QP does that. You know what I don't like about you, dog? That's a beautiful little stuff like them spins QP do. He has a way of knowing like how much he needs and where it's at. It cuts a lot of the fat, man, and it really condenses and harnesses your abilities, bro. So Daniel, okay, innovate. I ain't gonna give no niggas no angles on me. Who I'm gonna talk about? Okay, I'm gonna talk about. All right, innovate. And I know that nigga Dream. I know I'm gonna talk about that nigga Age. I'm gonna talk about that. You gotta know how you're gonna attack your opponent, whoever you battling. The person I'm battling, I do mine different. I do my strategy different. I pull information, but I do harness. I pull a lot of my information on what other people say about my opponent, because most of Danny Myers' opponents are already known. And I think this time he knew this opponent also. But I'm just saying that's his process. Sharon's process is deep. His process is to make building blocks of things that he wants to say to you, and his angles of how he's gonna take it. And before he even start making it rhyme, he know when he has enough material to finish it. So I'm sure he knows like I'm gonna add 3. It's like a boxing, but what he's doing, he's mapping his he's like inverting it. He's mapping out his he's mapping out his attack strategies first, his foot stance really. Like I'm gonna put my foot here. My foot stance is gonna do this. My foot stance is gonna be like this. I'm gonna shuffle to the left. I'm gonna make a U. I'm gonna do a few U dips right here, man. I'm gonna do some back steps right here. I'm gonna come at him with some more front steps. And he has enough, and he has enough footwork for 3 minutes. He has enough footwork for 5 minutes. He has enough footwork for 15 minutes. Then he fills in the footwork with the punches and what he does. He adds in his Danny Myers stuff. But he already knows what he's gonna talk about. He knows he knows the topics he's gonna dance around. He knows what he's gonna step to. All he gotta do is make it rhyme. That's the deepest process. I use that a little. I use that. That's where I got that from him. That happened earlier in my career, last year. I got that. Some of my juice comes from when he did that, in the sense that I got everything mapped down. Like right now, I know right now I've been doing this for a week. I got 3 weeks to write, and I know for a fact I got half of my material already. I know it. So when you gotta have a formula to practice so you can know these things. Like you can feel it. Like, all right. But you gotta be repetitious with the way you rap, man. You just can't approach every battle like, okay, give me a pen, give me a piece of paper, and let me write. No, man, you gotta have a strategy if you're gonna really be a pro in this sport. And anybody can do it, bro. You can come from high school, you come from college and learn this shit. They say it's a different game, but you gotta play to learn it. You gotta know the rules. You gotta play within the confines of those rules. There's certain things battle rappers do to perform on that high level. Look at what Sharon does, bro. This is the last one. You could go back and watch Sharon battles. I'll talk about the Rock and Mook thing in another way, the way Mook approached and how I think he beat Rock, but how it's impossible to beat Rock unless you do this. This is what Sharon does. So what Sharon does is that Sharon is in a peculiar place, man, to where he's at a place in his career to where he faces a lot of top tiers that's been to where you could find a battle with him getting washed by somebody. He faces a lot of strong opponents that's trying to use him to get back into the top dog spot, you know? So he faces a lot of dudes where he can go back and be like, okay, let me see who beat you, the last person that beat you. And Sharon will take their format point for point, the way the last person that beat you, bro. He'll just change the words. He'll talk about everything they talked about. He'll hit every person. He'll hit every area about you they hit. And he'll just change the words, man. Y'all gotta watch that. Watch his battles. You'll peep that. Watch his Sharon battle and then look at the last person that dog walked that person. And you'll see Sharon battle them the exact same way. Is that cheating? No. That's kind of genius. And it's an evolution of learning how to trim through the fat and do your job in the most optimal way. Yeah, man. So yeah, N.O.vate, man. Verse. Yeah, y'all see what it is, man. I forgot his name. So I'm not keyed in enough. I got to key in a little better. But N.O.vate versus Decipher the K. We just know EBL card coming back, and it's crazy, man, because EBL is where I first started. That's where I got my first battle. And now that I'm on my last leg, I go into EBL to say good morning. I go in there, I'm ready to quit battle rap. I always go into EBL like, good morning, beautiful people. I'm thinking about quitting this shit, and he like, yo, I got a plate for you. So he created my career, and he saved it, bro. That's why I said we all doing our own thing, man. Hope, you know, it's just whenever, you know, he got my loyalty forever, man. Because we all gonna make it places, bro. I saw Smoke King and Yo-Yo on the same show last night. Like, niggas gotta stop this crazy shit. Because if we really believe in ourselves, man, if we know where we come from and we see what we've done, we know, like, oh, we all can make it. There should be not a doubt in our mind that if we all applied ourselves, we are all gonna see each other. We are the next generation of this shit, man. What it's showing, man, is that people think it's grimy at the top, bro. No, man, the water is more dirtier at the bottom, bro. These people really crazy down here as far as what they'll do to you to make it, man, and how far they'll go to plot against you to make it, bro. So if anybody come to anybody saying shit about me, it ain't me, man, because I don't even contact. If somebody told me that somebody copying me already on IG talking crap about people, that don't work. They come back to me and tell me, like, man, you just cussed me out. You know I did. Somebody copied my account. Niggas out here so fucking hungry and so fucking crazy and evil to make it that they out here trying to like virtually kill each other to make it, man. Then they sit around and laugh and caca and he and kiki like it's cool, man. To shake somebody else's life, bro. Like, this is real life, man. You standing in front of these people, you don't know these people. You building with these people, then you fighting with this person, then you go with this person, you gravitate to the last person that person was fighting against. Man, you create a web of some evil minds, bro. That type of shit ain't safe. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. But yeah, January 6th, man, Spaces, EBL shit, man. I'm out. N.O.vate, bro.